Thailand, right. Getting ready for your big trip.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to try to go a little deeper than those typical travel tips today.
Yeah.
Really dive deep into what makes Thai culture unique. We've got a whole stack of sources here, like
Oh, wow.
travel blogs, cultural guides, even stories from expats who've spent a lot of time in Thailand.
I love it when we can get those firsthand accounts.
Yeah.
It really adds another dimension
Yeah.
to the research.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right in.
Well,
One thing that every single one of these sources mentions is respect.
yeah, it's everywhere you look, isn't it? It's not just about being polite.
Right.
It really is like woven into the fabric of their society.
Absolutely. Yeah. And one of the most visible signs of this is the way.
Oh, yeah. You'll see that everywhere.
Instead of a handshake,
Yeah.
You've got the palms pressed together in this kind of like prayer-like gesture. I've seen pictures, but I didn't realize how nuanced it is. It really is. There are different levels of way depending on who you're greeting and how much respect
Oh, wow.
you want to show. Like if you're greeting a monk, it's
Right.
going to be different than if you're, saying hello to
Come in your own age.
your
Right.
friend at the market.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's a subtle but important part of how they kind of navigate their social hierarchies,
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of hierarchies, a lot of the sources emphasize respecting elders.
Right. Yeah. And that goes beyond just, being polite. It's about recognizing their experience, their wisdom.
Yeah.
And you see this reflected in so many ways in everyday life, family dynamics, even how business decisions are made.
One blog, I was reading this blog, and they had this funny anecdote about
Yeah.
a person who accidentally offended their Thai friend by pointing their feet at them.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
Big feet are considered the lowest part of the body,
Yeah.
and the head is very sacred.
Right. So you want to be mindful of where your feet are pointing.
Yeah, and it's just such a great example of how even what we might consider a small gesture
Yeah.
can have
Huge cultural implications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being aware of these kind of like unspoken rules
Mm-hmm.
can really, make your trip a lot smoother.
For sure. And this kind of leads us to another big takeaway I was seeing, which is the influence of Buddhism. Over 90% of Thais are Buddhist. And
Yeah, it's more than just visiting those beautiful temples.
it's so much deeper than that.
Yeah.
Their values, their daily routines, their whole outlook on life, it really is
It's pervasive.
pervasive. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one concept that came up a lot was this idea of saving face.
Saving face. Okay.
So because harmony is so important in Thai culture, they try to avoid anything that might cause someone to lose face,
Right. So like if you're in a situation
Yeah.
and you feel like, I don't know, a taxi driver's overcharging you or something.
Yeah.
It's better to stay calm, be polite.
Yeah, you want to handle things respectfully, avoid raising your voice or showing anger.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And speaking of respecting traditions, the monarchy also holds a really special place
Oh, yeah.
in Thai culture.
Yeah. Huge. It's not just a figurehead,
Yeah.
it's really ingrained in their national identity.
Yeah.
And the sources really emphasize that it's important to be mindful of this.
Yeah. Right.
There are very strict laws against disrespecting the monarchy.
Like even stepping on a coin with the king's image.
Yeah.
Right. But you know what I thought was really interesting?
Yeah.
The late King Rama the Next, he was a jazz musician.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Like, played with Benny Goodman.
Wow. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
That's a great example of how there's always, fascinating layers to uncover.
You think you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Okay, so beyond these like bigger concepts like respect and religion, there's all sorts of unique customs and things
Right.
that kind of colored the Thai experience.
Mm-hmm.
What were some of the things that really stood out to you?
Well, did you know that days are color-coded in Thailand?
Wait, what? Color-coded days?
I know, right? So it's tied to the king's birthday.
Oh, wow.
And these traditional beliefs about look. So, for example, like yellow is associated with Monday,
Okay.
the day the late king was born. So
Yeah.
a lot of people wear yellow on Mondays.
That's so fascinating. It's like a hidden cultural
Isn't it?
code.
Yeah.
It makes you want to really pay attention to to the little things, you know.
And one source also mentioned that nicknames are really prevalent.
Oh, yeah. They love their nicknames in Thailand.
They're not just, cute little monikers.
Right.
They can be based on, like, personality traits or even English words. Yeah, like, it's not uncommon to meet someone named Bank or Golf, or even Cartoon.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really fun...
That makes those introductions a little more...
Right. It's like a...
Interesting.
A little surprise.
Yeah. A lot of sources also mention this idea of Jayen, a cool heart.
Oh, yeah. Jayen, yeah.
It's about maintaining your composure.
Yeah.
And not, having these public displays of anger, right?
Right. It goes back to that whole importance of harmony.
Yeah.
Not about suppressing your emotions, but just expressing them in a way that's culturally appropriate.
So instead of blowing your prop, if something goes wrong, you take a deep breath and
Exactly.
try to work it out calmly.
And you know what? That's a pretty valuable lesson no matter where you are.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder to approach things with a level head.
It is. And speaking of approaching things a little differently, let's talk about festivals.
Okay.
Thailand is known for their vibrant celebrations. What really jumped out at you?
Well, you can't talk about Thai festivals without mentioning Songkran.
Oh, Songkran, the Thai New Year.
Yeah. Which is essentially...
a giant water fight.
I've
seen pictures. It looks like so much fun.
Symbolizing purification and new beginnings, right?
I love that.
Yeah, and then there's Loy Krathong, the Festival of Lights, where people release these beautiful floating lanterns.
Oh, it's magical.
On the rivers and make wishes.
I would love to see that.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
And then beyond those really well-known festivals, there's a whole bunch of other cultural experiences.
Oh, yeah.
Like traditional boat races, even Thai bullfighting.
Thai bullfighting. Now I'm curious.
I know.
So is it like the Spanish version with the matadors?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's more about the bulls kind of locking horns.
Okay.
And the first one to back down is the loser. So there's no bloodshed or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it shows how even traditions that seem similar can have really different...
completely different meanings.
Yeah, and different cultures.
That's why it's so important to travel with an open mind and a willingness to learn, Because every experience, even the one that seemed familiar, can surprise you.
I think that's a great place to wrap it up for now.
Okay.
But we've got lots more to dive into.
Lots more to uncover. Yeah.
So we'll pick it up next time.
Sounds good.
Man, there is so much to Thai culture. It's really amazing.
Yeah, it's really layered and complex, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like we've only just scratched the surface here.
Yeah.
But I'm already seeing Thailand through a whole new lens.
That's what I love about these deep dives. We're really able to kind of peel back those layers and discover those little hidden gems that make a culture so unique.
And we've talked a lot about respect and tradition, but a lot of the sources also highlight the fun-loving side of Thai culture.
Yeah.
There's a real sense of playfulness.
Definitely. And there's this concept called sanuk.
Sanuk, okay.
Which is all about finding enjoyment in everything you do. It's about infusing even mundane tasks with a sense of fun and lightheartedness.
That's cool. It's like that saying, if you're going to do something, do it with passion.
Right.
But in Thailand, it's not just about passion.
Yeah.
It's about finding the joy in the process.
Exactly. It's about embracing that playful spirit, even when things get tough.
Yeah. So would you say there's these like two sides to the Thai, personality?
Yeah, it's a good observation. Thai culture is full of these kind of fascinating contradictions,
Right.
On the one hand, there's this deep respect for tradition and hierarchy, this focus on maintaining harmony and avoiding conflict.
Yeah.
But then you have these vibrant festivals where everyone's like throwing water on each other and just celebrating with such exuberance,
Yeah. It's really cool. We can't talk about Thailand without talking about the food.
The food, oh my gosh, yeah.
The sources paint such a vivid picture.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Of the culinary scene there.
Yeah, Thai cuisine is it's like this sensory explosion. It's just this symphony of flavors and textures.
Yeah, and it's more than just pad thai and green curry.
Oh, so much more.
Like each region has its own unique culinary traditions.
Exactly.
Like in the north, you've got dishes like khao soi.
Khao soi, yeah.
Which is this rich coconut curry noodle soup. And and larb,
Larb?
a
Yeah.
spicy meat salad.
So good.
Yeah, and then in the South, the flavors are even more intense.
Yeah, lots of seafood, coconut milk, fiery chilies.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed in the sources was this emphasis on fresh, local ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about the recipes.
It's about the quality.
It's about the quality of the produce and the herbs and the spices.
Absolutely.
It's about connecting.
Yeah, and that connection to the land, it really comes through in the food.
Yeah, it sounds like food in Thailand is about way more than just, sustenance.
Oh, for sure.
It's a social ritual.
Yeah, it's a way of connecting with people,
Right.
Celebrating life, sharing stories.
Yeah, I love that. We've covered a lot here, from respect and Buddhism
Yeah.
to Sanuk and the amazing Thai cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one last topic I want to make sure that we touch on before we wrap up,
Okay.
and that's the indigenous cultures of Thailand.
Oh, that's such an important point. Thailand is home to this incredible diversity of indigenous groups,
Yeah.
each with their own unique traditions and languages and ways of life.
We're talking about groups like the Aka, known for their intricate silver jewelry
Yes.
and their beautiful traditional costumes. The Karen, famous for the brass rings that the women wear.
Mm-hmm.
The Among, renowned for their vibrant embroidery and textiles.
Yeah.
It's just this amazing tapestry of cultural richness.
It really is, and it's important to approach these communities with sensitivity and respect. It's not about
Right.
gawking at some exotic culture. It's about engaging.
Right. It's about supporting local businesses, respecting their customs, and looking for opportunities to learn
Exactly.
from their knowledge and wisdom.
Perhaps a homestay experience in a Karen village, or a visit to the Mae Fa Lawang Art and Cultural Park in Chiang Rai
Yeah.
to learn about the history and heritage of the Lana people and other hill tribes.
I love that. These are the kinds of experiences that really offer a glimpse into ways of life that are so different from our own.
Yeah, they challenge our assumptions and really expand our understanding of the world.
So before you book all your flights and pack your bags, take some time to research those indigenous communities that you might encounter, find out about their customs and their etiquette.
Absolutely.
And look for ways to support their cultural heritage.
It's those small gestures of respect and awareness that can really make a big difference.
I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about.
Yeah, I hope we've sparked their curiosity and gotten them even more excited about their trip.
Yeah, I think so. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground, from respect and Buddhism to Sanuk and that amazing Thai food. But if you could give our listener just one thing.
One key takeaway.
Yeah, one key takeaway to keep in mind as they're traveling through Thailand, what would it be?
I think it would have to be this concept of mai pen ai.
Mai pen wai.
Mai pen ai. Yeah, it translates to it's okay or never mind.
Okay.
But it's so much deeper than that. It really is. It's a philosophy. It's a way of approaching life with this sense of flexibility and acceptance and a good dose of humor.
So like if your flight's delayed or the street food is a little spicier than you expected,
Right.
you just kind of shrug it off.
You just say mai pen ai. Exactly.
Mai pen rai.
Yeah, it's about letting go of the need to control everything and embracing the unexpected.
Yeah.
And finding that silver lining, in every cloud.
I love that. It's a great reminder to go with the flow, not sweat the small stuff. Find the joy in the journey, even when things don't go exactly according to plan.
And that mindset, that ability to kind of adapt and find the good in any situation, I think that's really at the heart of what makes Thai culture so resilient.
Right.
And so captivating.
So to our listener who's about to embark on their Thai adventure,
Yes.
remember, Mai Pen Rai. Pack your patience, your sense of humor, your willingness to embrace the unexpected.
And most importantly, open your heart to the beauty and wonder that awaits you.
Yeah.
Thailand has a way of just kind of weaving its magic into your soul and leaving you with memories that will last a lifetime.
On that note, we'll leave you with one final thought to ponder. As you're immersing yourself in Thai culture, how can you bring a bit of that Mai Pen Rai spirit back home with you?
Yeah, how can you infuse your everyday life with that same sense of flexibility, acceptance, and joy?
And on that note, happy travels. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.
Until then, keep exploring.